Hello, everyone. Just clear the energy. My name is Elizabeth Maria, and this is Intuitive Tuesdays with Elizabeth Maria. I am so happy to be here today. Today we are talking about the energy of self-sabotage. First, let's back up. So, just a little bit about me. Again, my name is Elizabeth Maria. My business is Elizabeth Maria Unlimited. Right now, we're listening to some it's a miracle tone, sound healing. Hopefully, you guys can hear it. If not, let me know. And so I'm a writer. I offer whole food advocacy, and I also offer intuitive guidance. With my intuitive guidance, I use several different healing modalities, including sound healing, somatic experiencing, and also tarot and oracle cards to help guide and to balance the individual so they can move forward and, hopefully unblock those blocks that are attempting to distract and prevent you from being the highest version of yourself. I am also going through this process. So, they say about healers are healers because we have also walked through hell and have learned how to heal ourselves or are in the process of healing ourselves, which is where I'm at. I might just be a hop, skip, and a jump away from where you're at. Everyone evolves in their own timing, and so for me right now, what I'm doing with these lives is really it's a place for me to connect with you all. It's a place for me to do collective readings to get the energetic level, to kind of see what's going on collectively in the world and to hopefully be of assistance. So that is what I offer. Today, what I've decided to do is to start with the angel cards. I just loved them last week. We picked Archangel Ariel, and so I'm going to pick one card. Hey, Kristen! Yay! Glad you're here. I'm going to pick one angel card, and this angel card is going to guide the discussion around the energy of self-sabotage, and then I will move in to the collective reading, the collective tarot reading for the day. And then, if we get to it, I will end with an Ascended Master card that you can use to navigate through your week. So, thank you. Thank you, God Energy, for allowing me to be of service. Please allow. Okay, it just popped out. So we got that one. Please allow me to be a neutral conduit. Ooh, I felt this card. Ooh, I love this. This is why I do this, man. It's just when Source is wanting to, I love it. Look at this. Okay, healthy choices. And so this is, thank you, angels, for guiding me to make healthy choices. And this is a beautiful card to use to guide my discussion about self-sabotage. So this is what really came to me earlier today, is that if we break down everything into this world into energies, right? I mean, this is like science, protons, neutrons, and we are all energetic waves, and so I look at character patterns as forms of energy. And so I look at the pattern of self-sabotage as a form. Hey, Jenny, yay! So exciting that you're on. So I look at self-sabotage as a form of energy. And it comes from this intention to want to keep the individual small. This is what I wrote earlier. Self-sabotage is an energy intent to keep you small in a box of familiar comfort, even if that comfort is painful. Okay, and so, we have the, what am I thinking? The subconscious is more of the divine feminine, right? And then we have the conscious, which is more of the divine masculine. The subconscious is where all of these wonderful creative juices and ideas are. The masculine is what helps bring those ideas into a manifestation that we can see, right? And so what the self-sabotage energy does is that it prevents the creativity of the subconscious to manifest appropriately into the conscious. And why does it prevent it? Because it is afraid of change. The conscious mind wants to keep us safe. And so it is, so it creates patterns for us of basically just, comfortable patterns that we find ourselves in that are just basically created to keep us safe. Unfortunately, the mind doesn't really know what is actually safe or not. It's just working with the patterns, right? And so if it will then start to perceive any kind of change. So I think of change as like an expansion, right? But our mind can get scared of that expansion because it's like, danger, stranger danger, right? We gotta stay small, we gotta stay safe, right? And so that is when the energy of self-sabotage can come in. To try to keep us small, to try to keep us safe. Self-sabotage is an energy that I mean, my God, I have had some monumental self-sabotage moments throughout my life. And as we are healing ourselves, thus the collective, as above, so below, a lot of these energies that no longer serve are coming to the surface to be healed. So a lot of energies that maybe we thought we'd already dealt with, right? I know for me, man, I started my spiritual healing journey freaking decades ago. And I'm like, I'm good, I got this. And then the next thing I know, I'm like, bam, like right back, it's like 2 steps forward and like 5 steps back. And I mean, it's just, the spiritual journey is not a linear path. It's more like, just like, hold on for dear life. So collectively, a lot of us have been dealing with energies that no longer serve. And the reason that they are coming back is because we haven't properly healed them. And so they come to the surface so we can see them, so we can become aware of our unhealthy patterns. And so some suggestions, what I've been doing anyways, is that when I find myself walking through a situation that causes my gut to feel a certain way, then I know that I'm more than likely in a pattern, a situation that no longer serves me. And so I can begin to rise above the situation, and this in psychology is called metacognition, but it's becoming aware of yourself, of your character traits, seeing yourself, walk through different experiences in life. And so if you can begin to rise above what you're doing on a daily basis and look at yourself from a bird's eye view, then you can begin to see these patterns. So, you find yourself in a pattern. I will give you for instance, self-sabotage can come in many forms. It can come as procrastination, perfectionism, overthinking, self-criticism, and improper self-care. I've probably run the gamut on all of those. One of my biggest ways of self-sabotaging myself is either through procrastination or improper self-care. And so that has to do with, just letting things go, personal, what am I thinking here? Like just, like neglecting the self, right? And so it is no wonder that our angel tonight is about healthy choices, right? I always joke and say that I'm a recovering perfectionist. My God, really, like with these lives, I was doing these lives for a couple years and then I stopped. And honestly, I stopped because I was walking through some pretty heavy shadow work at the time, and I didn't feel that I was perfect enough, which is so fucking crazy because I'm never going to be perfect. I'm perfectly flawed because I'm a human, and as we all are. And this, Intuitive Tuesdays is not about perfection. But I allowed that energy, that self-sabotage energy, to keep me away from what I really loved. Last week, this energy came in a big way, which is why I am talking about it today. When situations come up and you take missteps in your life, for me, it is a opportunity to look back again from that bird's eye view, begin to see the patterns, and then, because we have that wonderful thing called free will, we can begin to make some healthier choices for ourselves. So last week for me, the self-sabotage has been coming up a lot. I have been consciously working on expanding my business, Elizabeth Maria Unlimited. And with any type of expansion comes change, right? And and as a side note, people who and not as a side note, but just more information, people who have a tendency for this self-saboteur pattern, usually, and though it doesn't necessarily matter like the origin of it, because how I feel about it, we can, sit in therapy for like 20 years trying to figure out like what the fuck went wrong, but it's honestly just about laying new pipes. Once you recognize the pattern, you can trace it back. Most people that self-sabotages, there's difficult experiences growing up. These are major like root chakra blocks, sacral chakra blocks. These are, blocking you from feeling okay to be your authentic self, to create and to experiment in this world. And so individuals who have gone through childhood trauma, and I know trauma is a big buzzword right now, but it's the truth. And let me say that everyone's trauma is relative. It is basically if you were put into a state where your body went into fight, flight, freeze, the survival modes, and then didn't properly release that energy. In the wild animals, and this is somatic experiencing right here, animals might experience trauma, but then they shake it out, right? And then they just run off and they're cool. But we are taught to not let out emotion. And so we end up holding this trauma in our bodies energetically. And so, if you all are interested more in learning about, the chakra blocks, I can do some different lives on, maybe like the individual chakras. But this is one of the focuses in my intuitive guidance sessions is chakra unblocking. And so those of us that experience trauma, as a child, you can get energetically stuck, right? And it's like the energy gets stuck in this state of survival, fight, flight, freeze. And that energy is a very constrictive, kind of hiding energy, right? And so because our brain wants to keep us safe, our conscious mind, it is going to keep us in that same state of fight, flight, freeze because it's a known state. Even though the state may be painful, it's still known. And so in order to break out of these patterns, and and I would like to say it's a walking through and then up and out of these patterns. So to walk through these, it's about, beginning to have self-compassion, to forgive yourself, right? I have spent more time, like after going through a self-sabotage situation. Let's see. So last week I had a self-sabotage moment. I had 2 important meetings on Thursday and ended up creating a situation that prevented me from attending either of these meetings. And it was, I know, and it took me a couple days to be able to actually see, oh my God, this was self-sabotage, right? And so I knew that both of those meetings would be propelling my business forward. And so the energy wanted to keep me safe, wanted to keep me small, wanted to keep me in a comfortable little box, And so what can I do now that I'm aware of this energy? And I'm aware, my God, in the Al-Anon program, it's acceptance, awareness, action. So I first have to accept that I do have this pattern, right? And don't deny it. Like, that's like blaming everything else on the exterior. No, I created it. I created the scenario. I created the drama, and I created the whole thing. It's a lot harder to take responsibility when bad things happen in your life than it is. I mean, good things happen. I'm like, hell yeah, I created that, and the bad things. And I'm like, oh my God, it's like everyone, the neighbors, it's the dog down the street. Like, I couldn't have done this, but you have to accept, right? So the acceptance is one, that these patterns that I'm creating, that I've created them, and then awareness of them. And that is, again, the rising above and beginning to see. And then you can begin to see the triggers. For me, my trigger was business expansion, right? And then you can begin the action steps. And so, going through chakra unblocking meditations can help. Just, proper self-care. There's all types of, just spending time reflecting so you can beginning to see your patterns. Journaling is something that I do every day. Definitely on the days that I do my meditation in the morning and I'm mindful of each step, I tend to make less missteps. And I wrote this up at the top of my notes today, and knowing, especially for self-sabotage, because it's an energy that wants us to feel safe, even if that safety is pain, right? And so a mantra of uncomfortability is a good thing. Being uncomfortable is what moves us forward, right? That comfort, that safety net, all of that is an illusion, especially if where you're at in this now moment is not where you necessarily want to be, right? You have to accept everywhere you're at, but to move forward and out of whatever situation you're in, remember that diamonds are created under pressure, okay, guys? And so to propel yourself forward in this world and to create the experiences that you want to create, you have to put one foot in front of the other and walk through uncomfortability. It is a good thing. One of the reasons why I do these lives, because let me tell you, sometimes it makes me feel pretty uncomfortable getting on here, but I do it anyways. It's like a therapy. So, thank you, Great Spirit. Thank you so much for letting me be here. I'm going to light a little bit more sage. I'm just going to clear the energy. I'm about to do our collective reading. If any of you guys have seen patterns of self-sabotage in your life and have, any, suggestions of what you've done to help overcome some of these energies that no longer serve, please let me know. Because like everyone, I'm on this journey just like everyone else. I am learning. Some lessons I get pretty quick, some lessons not so quick. So, it's all a freaking journey. Okay, so I'm going to do a collective reading now. For those of you just tuning in, a collective reading is really, I am tapping into the energy that is, around us. Like if we think of as above, so below would be the individual. As above would be like the macro, the collective. And so this is a collective reading. Ooh, I just got a nice chill with that. As always, I use the Biddy Tarot, the Everyday Tarot. I always have my wonderful conduit copper on, and just thank the universe for allowing me to do this. The way that I read my cards is I will pull 3 for the collective reading. The first one will be the energy that we are kind of moving out of right now. We're moving out of. The second one is where we're at, and the third one is where we're moving towards, and will contain some kind of action forward steps. So let's see. Great Spirit, allow me to be a conduit. Okay, so what are our cards for tonight? Thank you so much. Okay, do we just want to pull like that? That's what we're going to do. That's what, I always think to myself, I wonder what's going to happen with these cards. And then, is it actually going to be something worthwhile? And then it always is. I don't even know why I ever question myself, because it is always good and right. Hey, Thomas, yay! So glad that you're watching tonight. I hope the message resonates with you guys. So let me see. So the first card that we have, and I usually, what I'll do is I'll go, I'll use several different books and then just my own intuition just to, see where we are collectively. Okay, so the first card that we have tonight, this is the 8 of Cups. And so this is about walking away from a disappointing situation or some kind of disappointing relationship. You wanted it to work, but it hasn't. And so the only option that you have is to move forward. And so the upright Eight of Cups, this is all about restlessness, just feeling like, you know, that whatever situation with, let me see, work or relationship situation is just not working out, and you are needing to make a change, take a break from this situation. This is not something that should be a hasty decision. Only move on when you feel ready, okay? There's also going to be, you know, for this move, it's like there's some stuck energy here. You know that you need to move on from this situation, but there's some stuck energy that's preventing you from doing it. You might be feeling that there's going to be a lot of drama surrounding this change, but in actuality, if you wait for the timing to be right, it is going to be okay. Remember what I said earlier, uncomfortable can be good. It is the energy that is propelling us forward, okay? So this card, it says here that this card also shows up if you've already left a situation emotionally. So it's like you've already kind of made up in your mind already that this isn't working out. Again, this is work. This is a relationship that you're walking away from. So you've already pretty much done it. It's just a matter of taking the right action. It can also predict a time to travel and also exploring through spiritual journeying. And so, you know, we are, I mean, so many of us right now collectively are moving away from what no longer serves. Work, moving away from jobs that we've been stuck in, that we knew did not serve us, you know, but having that fear of letting go of what is comfortable. So this is the energy that we're moving out of. The next card that we have is, and hold on one second, let me get in my little book. The Two of Pentacles. Okay, so this is the energy right now where we are at currently. And so you see, now Pentacles, this is, you know, this is the monies, this is material. But you see this guy is juggling, like, I mean, look, he's not even wearing the same socks. Everything's a little like out of balance right now. Okay. And so the Two of Pentacles, you are juggling multiple priorities right now. And you need to manage your time more carefully. Okay. You're out of balance. And so this card right now is just saying, so right now it's like you have the energy that you need to move away from a relationship or work, but you're stuck in this energy of not being able to kind of take the plunge. My God, there is so much on your plate right now. You don't have to be busy to get things done, okay? This is like the energy of the busy bee, which honestly can also be a form of self-sabotage. You can stay so busy that you're taking yourself out of the present moment. And the present moment, guys, that's where God is. That's where we connect with all the beauty of the world, right? And so this Two of Pentacles is, really letting us know that you got to take a break, okay? This is all about Let's see the cards are making decision. Okay, so this is all about, and like I said, this is money. So this is making decision around money. There may be some cash flow issues here. But it's all about, at the end, I mean, you can find balance. And so, just like I was saying earlier, like when I feel something in my gut, I know that the situation that I'm in is out of balance. And that is, and not honestly that I always listen to it. I mean, God knows I'm perfectly flawed. But, that is our body's way of letting us know that, okay, something doesn't seem right here. And so, the same way that the tarot can energetically tap in to where we are collectively and tell us, hey, we're on the right path, or uh-oh, some shit's happening, we need to slow it down. I have had the energy of the busy bee for so many years, especially when my daughter was younger. Oh my God. It's just like, like I always think of like the Alice in Wonderland, like the rabbit. I'm late for a very important date. It's just constantly going, and my God, that energy, it is not sustainable, okay? What happens is we go, we break. Eventually. I shouldn't laugh at that. I tend to laugh in inappropriate times sometimes. But anyways, yeah. So basically, this is, all about just allowing, knowing that right now there is some imbalance of energy, and just, basically just letting you know, hey, take some stuff off your plate. Take a break. Slow it down. Sit down, okay? Take a seat. Okay, our last card, let me get here. And this is the energy that we are moving towards and can also contain a, kind of a message of what we can do to move forward. I'm trying to find the swords in here. And this is a king card, yet it is reversed. So we have the King of Swords reversed. Now, usually the way that I read reverse cards is that it has to do with our shadow aspects. And so right now, again, we're at a place, like kind of a crossroads, where we know we need to walk away from a work or a relationship situation. We're balancing, there's too much happening, we're out of balance. And so then we get this King of Swords reversed, and it is okay, now upright, it is you are in your power, you are ruling from a place of authority. So this is, the upright, but the shadow or the reverse is your expression of power and authority may be misdirected. You may be indecisive or feeling stuck. Okay, and so we know that. We got too much on our plate, and there is this energy of indecision. And so our action steps here is to recenter yourself. Recenter with your inner power. Let me tell you guys that when we focus on centering internally, the exterior balances out already. And so a lot of times people are trying to fix the exterior because they think that that is going to help the interior, but it's actually flipped, okay? In this other book, when reversed, it's usually, yes, it's usually about balance. So you may be under unreasonable pressure to produce results. You may be feeling oppressed in this situation that you're wanting to walk away from. You may be, dealing with someone who is wanting to play mind games with you. And again, the answer to this as we move forward out of this energy is to recenter. Now, I just got a nice chill with that. To recenter yourself. Now, I know that sometimes it's hard to think, like, how can I recenter when X, Y, and Z, all these motherfuckers are out here, you know what I'm saying? But I promise you that it's like the world is a mirror. As we heal internally, the exterior will mirror that. And so, it will be amazing, neighbors that, wanted to shoot your dog or something to become your best friends. It's crazy, As we heal internally, the exterior heals as well. As above, so below. And so the message for this week is, to get back into that balance so you can move forward, so you can, when the timing is right and without explosive self-saboteur drama, move away from what is no longer serving you, okay? And how do we do that? We heal ourselves by going inward. I am going to leave you all with one of the Ascended Master cards. I usually use these cards. Thank you, Great Spirit. I'll pull one, and that will be the master, the deity, the energy that I will work with for the week to help me to unblock my own blocks and to move forward with grace, with conviction, with discernment. So what card? Thank you, Great Spirit. Thank you, Great Spirit. Thank you, Great Spirit. Okay, this is what we have. Oh, isn't this good? So here is our Ascended Master. Now, I can't, let me see. It's Kuthumi, Kutami. Stay focused. So let's read a little bit about Kutami. And, if I don't know all of these Ascended Masters in here, so if I'm mispronouncing it, please let me know. Actually, it doesn't really matter, but if you feel so inclined. So Kutami here is our Ascended Master for the week. So you drew this card as a reminder to stay focused upon your intentions, desires, and priorities. This is perfect because when you're in that busy bee energy, my God, you can run circles around your life and you still aren't accomplishing anything. And so this is all about staying focused on what really matters. Don't allow yourself to become distracted by short-term situations, dramas, or other people's demands. Keep a positive outlook about your dreams and imagine that they have already manifested, right? So anytime I'm talking to Source, I always imagine what I want like it has already happened. And I just thank God for it. And, it eventually materializes. So devote regular amount of time towards your own projects and priorities. And say no to the distractions of the busy bee, because the busy bee is also a form of self-sabotage. Okay. So additional meanings. Be assertive with demands upon your time. Keep promises to yourself because you're so worth it. Commit to your priorities. Spend time each day devoted to projects that are dear to your heart. And so this ascended master, Kutomi, he was a spiritual leader who lived in India during the 1800s. Oh, this is cool. Madame Blavatsky, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing her last name right, but she is the founder of the Theosophic Society. She actually met him during her lifetime, and actually after he died, she channeled his messages. And so we call upon the Ascended Master Kutomi for motivation and focus upon our actual priorities, right? The actual ones, and our divine purpose in life. So beautiful this week, guys. I tell you what, I will stay focused this week, and I hope that you do the same. Thank you so much for tuning in. You guys rock. And yeah, you know, again, if you want to learn more about me, I posted my website. If you want to support my content, there's several different ways that you can do that, through Patreon or through a one-time donation. And you know, just send me a chat, send me a message. I'd love to work with you guys. I am doing one-on-one spiritual activation sessions right now, so let me know, how I can be of service. So much love and light. Love you. Bye.